All right. We are back. Welcome to another live feed reads. It's Friday, April 25th, and today we have with us again Ryan Reed from Reed and Reed. Thanks, Ryan, for being with us.
Yeah, it's starting to become more of a regular thing for me to be up here.
Yeah. How's your Friday?
So far so good. We've met with a couple new clients. Got another one coming in after this actually, and probably one of
Very
the
cool.
my favorite parts of the job, just because it's an opportunity to educate, people who have either had a different experience or have never done this experience with
Hmm.
a lawyer and personal injury and what we do. And so I like to be able to walk them through all the aspects of a case, kind of in a synthesized version, from how to handle property damage to what they can expect as they go through a claim.
Yeah.
You can see throughout my spiel, because for me it's relatively the same conversation over and over, but for the individual, this could be the first time, and so it's kind of funny to see their
Hmm.
transition from sort of confusion or anxiety, not knowing what to do or what's going to happen, to by the end of
Hmm.
the conversation where I've kind of allayed all of those fears, to like leaving the office feeling at least pretty good about having a firm grasp of, well, this isn't the end of the world. I'm not,
Yep.
I got someone on my side that's going to try to make things go as smoothly as possible. And it's always, it's nice to see. So I like it. Three of those on a Friday, a live feed. I
Yeah.
think today we're going to go home, and I got to, what do we got today? I got torn between a little dinner at home or whether Jackie's going to want to go out. We'll see. But
Yeah.
nice little
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, I feel well, what you were just talking about resonates with me too, because being deep in the weeds on the statutes and the rights and what, parents come to me and they're like, "Oh, they're scared. They don't know what they can do." Like everybody defaults to public school and they just don't even know the situation that they're stuck in. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually remember feeling that way whenever we got into our first car accident with you, and you helped make sense of it. And I think it's kind of lost maybe because we go through life so fast. Sometimes things are so fast paced that we just lose the sight of the value of like slowing down and going,
Mm-hmm.
all right, cool, well, I know a lot of this stuff and I'll walk you through it, and by the end of it it makes sense. And I do appreciate that that's something you guys do at Read and Read,
Yeah, well, thank you.
because it's
Hopefully, we don't
helped.
have to represent you or your family again. Knock on wood.
Yeah, hopefully we stay accident free.
Yeah,
But
there's certain people that we get. I swear we'll get. Certain individuals have like a magnet for this sort of thing. I
yeah.
haven't been involved in an accident in 20
Yeah.
years, and some people are calling us every year with either them or a fan, a close
Mm-hmm.
family member. It's just like 4 or 5 in 5 years. It's crazy how some people can go through life never being involved in one, and some
Yeah.
people it happens almost as a regular basis. And it's even crazier when you can say, okay, well, clearly maybe you're not that defensive of a driver as you can be, but one comes to mind where they were literally rear-ended while at a stop sign within 3 days of their birthday, 3 years in a row. I mean, how does that happen?
Wow. Yeah,
So
that's wild.
yeah, you can look in your rear view, leave space, and every single time try to duck out of the way. But I mean,
Yeah,
you're stopped
yeah,
at a red light. Even I sometimes am not. I try to give it a once over, but not every single time. And it's
yeah. But
just
that
bad
that
luck.
kind of that kind of regularity almost breeds some paranoia in you.
Oh, definitely.
Like I
Yeah.
don't even want to go
Like, don't get in your
outside.
car around your birthday.
Yeah. There's how superstitions are born. Well, I was thinking about, as you were talking, I was thinking about it, and I think even from personal experience, I've called around to try to work with different attorneys for different needs that we have. And you guys just have a different approach.
Mhm.
And the more that I experience of different law firms and kind of needing them in the various ways and the different fields that I work in, the more that I am just thoroughly impressed with the work that y'all do, because it is a different it you go the extra mile in being available,
Mhm.
and you speak to people not as if you're in a hurry to try to get them on and off your plate, but as if you're trying to really help them understand your role and appreciate their need. And there's a in the fast-paced society that we live in and trying to get stuff done and cram things through or move on to the next, that's very rare.
Mhm.
Chat GPT is trying to help people be even more efficient and faster about everything. And
Yep.
here you guys are with a little bit of a slowdown and that personal touch, answering your cell phones, and it really does matter. I think
Mhm.
in the long run, it takes a bit extra on your plate, and I know it does. It takes
Yep.
personal sacrifice, but I do think it matters in the long run, and I think that's why y'all have been so successful over the years in building your firm.
Talk to people, and that's, they just want someone that can understand and listen to their issues and complaints and try to, ease them, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a joy to kind of work with you on the brand and help you guys with the marketing, in the
Mhm.
over the years and see it grow. But that's something that's definitely been a takeaway as I've kind of transitioned to be up here in Tallahassee that I've noticed it can be easily taken for granted, especially for all the people who know y'all personally, that that's how y'all are. But that's not how every law firm is, and it is truly valuable. So,
Yeah, well,
hats
thank
off
you,
to you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
So, what do we
Let's
have going on today?
so I wanted to, we're in need, and so
Hmm.
we need our friends out there to do what they can as far as
Okay.
what we're just talking about, personal sacrifice. We're looking for volunteers, and actually
Okay.
not for my company, for Echo of Brandon. That's we've talked about. I'm on the board of directors there, so I'm going to be talking about them a lot
Okay.
because they do wonderful work. But here's what we're looking for. We're looking for about another 200 to 250 volunteers on May 10th. It's a Saturday coming up soon for the largest food drive of the year that Echo hosts. It's the Stamp Out Hunger food drive. There's both locations, both the Brandon location off Parson needs help, as well as the Riverview Resource Center off 301 in Riverview. And from 12 p.m. till about 7:30, within that window, there's several different slots that can be applied for. 12 to 2 or 1:30 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7:30. And the bottom line is, or even the donations of the food itself, we're working with the United States Postal Service to ultimately gather all the food, which is dropped off there, and then we got to transport it from the Postal Service, or the post office rather, to the two different Echo resource centers. And so that needs help, just the logistics from the post office to the two Echo locations. And then at the locations, unloading it, helping to sort it, helping to stock it. Because if people out there or friends are not familiar, one of Echo's services that they provide to all of our neighbors is a food pantry. And I think it was last year we were able to hand out 80,000 pounds of food to our neighbors.
That's
And
wild.
that's what was donated and handed out. And Echo, even through its donations, we even have to buy more food than we're given. And it really, you're literally putting food on your neighbor's plate when you help out with these sorts of events. So it really is one of the biggest events of the year that we need our community's assistance with. And
Yeah.
so again, I think we have around 250 already, but we need another 250. That's how much food we have to transport, sort, and get ready, to service our community. And so I
Wow.
know, if you can post the link, and maybe
Yeah.
there's some contact information for a couple of the staff. I think it's Carolina and Simeon. Their contact information will be out there if you have any questions. But you can really just click on the link. It's very easy. There's the different times and addresses and locations for applying to volunteer. So it's a nice day if want to give back to the community, bring your family, make it a thing. It's each shift is only a couple hours, and it'll be a big help for us. So let's try to spread. And if you can't make it yourself, you can help us by just sharing this post, or
Yeah.
sharing the link to the Sign Up Genius
Yeah.
volunteer page. That would be very helpful if you can do that, people.
So I did put the link in the description of the video. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are listening and you want to help share it, you can share the video. It'll be in the description of the link. And Ryan can't see this, but on the screen has been the contact information for is it Carolina and Simeon,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the details that are on that web
Perfect.
page. So the information's been there while you're talking too. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
if you find somebody or you think somebody needs to know, go ahead and just hit the share button and get it on out to them so that they could try to get. You said you needed 250.
Yeah, well, obviously, the more the merrier, but we're looking for
Okay.
500. We have about half of that full,
Mm,
which is still a lot of people, and we're very
it's a
thankful.
lot.
But this is
Yeah.
kind of the last push before the event, and we can use your help,
Very
definitely.
cool. Well, I hope it goes well. I hope you guys get more than you need. That would
Yes.
be awesome. Be really cool.
And that's all I got for you today. No,
Okay.
no sales pitch. No, nothing. Not asking for anything other than to help out our neighbors through Echo.
That's cool.
And that's it.
Very cool. That's very Reed and Reed of a way to go about it. So that's really neat. Well, I hope your weekend goes well and you find that relaxation that you need. I know that I'm up here closing in on the end of legislative session, and we just got thrown some curveballs. So it's all hands on deck up here as well.
Yep.
So we're gonna get on.
I told you I do not envy what you're dealing with up there with those politicians in Tallahassee, but it's extremely important work, and I know all the homeschool community is really thankful to you. I'm assuming.
I would hope, but it comes and goes. We have our own little internal battles too. But,
of course,
that's the way of people and getting them together. So, well, I don't have anything additional to add for Reed and Reed. I hope Paul's depots go well, and just give him a shout out. I know that you guys, it's always important. Being a lawyer comes first for y'all, and I love how sometimes we have to pivot at the last second. We're like, hey, Ryan's doing them today, and it's like, okay, cool. No worries, because I love seeing the way you guys take action and jump in on things. So
well, it's like you said, being a lawyer in personal injury and doing right by people and getting those referrals again. That is what enables us to be able to support several of our local charities that really depend on not just mine but all the local small businesses support. And it really is a tight knit community here. And I call it Brandon is everything south of I-4 and east of 75 to me, but of course, Brandon, Safner, Valrico, the Notice House, Waimama, Ruskin. I mean, it is a very large area, but it's kind of a tight knit community, and we all got to work together to keep it, as good as it is, and to make it better.
Yeah, Brandon's as big as your heart will let it be, I think.
Exactly. All right, buddy. Well, let me get out of here. You get back to dealing with politicians, and everyone have a good weekend.
You got it. I'll take us out.
All right.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.